Welcome back to the So Far So Good podcast. My name is Christopher Coombs, and on the line we have...
Gaurav Khazanchi. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are not in front of each other because of social distancing, but it is good to hear your voice, Christopher Coombs.
Yes, good to hear you too. ISO Tings, brother. ISO Tings.
That's right. Just want to start by saying Happy Easter. Happy Easter.
Yep. Happy Easter.
And... you actually gave me a pleasant surprise this morning with a drop-off Easter egg box.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You got to do those Easter Tings, bro.
Very, very cute. Very cute. He just sent me a message saying, check your front door. So I checked it, and then there was just a pretty box of Easter egg chocolates. And I've got no shame in saying I've already had some.
I knew you would.
That was my first meal of the day.
I absolutely knew you would.
It's got some of my fave, man. It's got the cream egg, Cadbury cream egg. You can't go wrong.
So I believe cream egg is your favourite, from what I hear.
Yeah, in the Easterness, yes, I do love a Cadbury cream egg.
You beauty.
Yeah.
No, good to hear, and happy Easter once again. So, as usual, we will start with our introductory questions.
Yep, and I'd like to go first, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, you do you, man. You do you.
All right, so... I got a video sent from someone we both know, of you, and I wanted to ask, do you do the beep test for fun?
What he's referring to is my brother sent Gaurav a video in a group chat that we have, and it was a video of me just running in the backyard. But
you were literally doing the beep test, weren't you?
Caitlin messaged me the exact same thing. She's like, "Oh, how was the beep test?"
Because
I was not doing the beep test.
Well, I watched the video and it sounded like you were playing that voiceover of that Australian lady saying, "Level 4-5." Oh man, the beep test just brings me back trauma. If you guys don't know what the beep test is you run from one point to the other point, and there's levels. There's this voiceover of a lady or a man speaking. And then it gradually gets faster and faster. And Chris, back in the high school days, I think got up to like level 12 or something crazy like that. Whereas me, I would get up to like level 5. So there's our athletic differences, if you've always been wondering.
Alright, if I can have a quick brag, when I was in grade 6, I got to level 12, and it was the highest ever in my primary school.
Oh my god.
And then in high school, I got to 15 or 16, one of those.
What?
Yeah, bro.
Because it doesn't just go level 1, level 2, level 3. It goes 1, and then it goes all the way up to like 0.8. So it's like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. And it just gradually gets...
fun, man.
It's crazy. I absolutely hate it. I don't know how you were doing it for fun.
Okay. Firstly, I do love the beep test. And after all this, I actually want to do the beep test. And I may do it tomorrow. But, no, I wasn't actually doing the beep test. I was just like doing a quick jog up and back in the backyard to warm up, because home workout things.
Yeah, exactly.
So
right.
that was just a quick warm up.
No, that's good. Yeah. I appreciate it. Let's see how you go tomorrow in your actual beep test recreation.
Yeah, I'm not going to give the results because I'm not as fit as I used to be, but
I'm sure
I might give it a crack.
I'm sure you'll make it into the teens.
Yeah. So all right. My question to you is: during this isolation times, what have you missed the most?
Oh man, just seeing human beings, I think. just seeing your friends and your extended family and whatnot. I think that's definitely the thing I miss the most.
Yeah, I would have said the same.
It's even just little things like going out to get a coffee. It doesn't exist anymore at the moment. So, yeah, just little things like
terrible.
that.
But you know what they keep saying out there? Our ancestors got called to war, and we've got called to sit home and watch Netflix. So, I mean...
Exactly right.
It's not too bad, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely catching up on a lot of things. So, without any more hesitation, let's get into it. So far, so good.
So once again, thank you guys for tuning in as usual to the So Far So Good podcast on this Easter sort of weekend, I suppose. You're probably listening to this.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Now, while we're on the topic of Easter, Chris, I do want to ask you a question. It's kind of a follow-up, a year-long follow-up that I'm excited to ask you.
Okay.
So last year, around this time last year, you said that you think Easter egg chocolates taste worse than normal chocolate. Do you still
absolutely
have the same opinion?
Absolutely.
Oh my!
Are you serious?
Okay. No, because I'm still on. I think they still taste better sometimes.
What they do at Easter time is they do a mass production of these crappy eggs with cheap chocolate, and it's just not as good.
It's not how it works.
Because they know at Easter people are going to buy it, no matter what the quality is. So they just pump out crap chocolate because they know people are going to buy it. Because people aren't buying it for the quality of the chocolate; they're buying it for the wrapper, the egg, or the bunny.
I 100% disagree.
Whatever.
I just had one of the Cadbury eggs you got me, and it tasted exactly like a Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate block.
Cadbury may be different. Cadbury may be different because it's still the same brand, I suppose. But you know how all these other third-party, chocolate companies try and drum up.
I agree with those small chocolate eggs. Those don't really like the unbranded
the small
ones.
chocolate eggs are rubbish.
They're absolute nonsense. Yeah, but the branded solid chocolate eggs, like Heritage or something, they are so good, man. So good. So, okay, that's all right. Just wanted to see if your opinion maybe has changed, but it has not. So that's all right.
Facts?
Let's move on.
Man, I can't
from
sway
this
from the
Easter
facts,
chat.
man. That's all I do in life.
That's literally your own conspiracy theory.
All
look,
right.
following
Now.
up from a couple episodes ago, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know how I told you I was going to purge my closet?
Oh my
Well,
god!
guess what?
I have something to tell you about purging, but you.
Oh
say
my
yours
god.
First.
Okay, do you want to tell me about your purging first?
No, you say yours first.
Okay. Well, okay, spoiler. I purged my closet.
And if anyone's wondering what exactly he means by I purged my closet, I still don't know.
I mean that I completely cleaned it out and got rid of anything that I haven't used or don't use, anything like that.
So you got rid of all the clothes you never wear.
Yep.
So
And
where
I've gotta
are those
say-
clothes now?
Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of a rundown on how it all went down. I woke up, and this was actually not long after we talked about it a few episodes ago. Woke up, and I was like, you know what? This is the day I'm going to do it. And I did it. So I just started doing it. First, I just chucked everything out. Took it all out of the closet, put it on my bed. Because I haven't done this in years, man. It's been years since I've done this.
Well, the thing is, with those kinds of tasks, it's just a matter of starting. Because once you start, you kind of can't do anything else without stopping because you just need to get it done.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's just a matter
exactly
of getting
right.
it started.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you stop in the middle of it, it's you just got clothes everywhere. You can't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So, did that. I put everything that I'm not going to use or don't use in garbage bags, which I was going to later donate to the Salvation Army.
Yep, which you can't do at the moment because they're all closed.
Yeah, no, exactly. But the bins are still out, so I just fully wore gloves when I was putting them in.
Okay, yeah. That's
By
sweet.
the end of it, so it took me a few hours. I'm going to say, separated everything, categorized everything. By the end of it, I had 5 full garbage bags of clothes to donate.
Wow.
5 full garbage bags. And these are
hectic.
big garbage bags.
Yeah.
I actually don't know how that all fit in my small closet in the first place. But I've
That's
now
actually
got...
heaps, dude. What
Sorry?
the hell? That's heaps.
It's so much. So look, I'm glad I got to donate all of that. And I've got so much space now, and it's just so easy to access everything. I'm so impressed with myself.
Good work, man.
Thank you.
You deserve a round of applause for that one. Let's give a
thank
round
you.
of applause.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, everybody.
All right, now
So-
on to my purging. Do you want to hear about that?
Yeah, tell me about your purging.
So I went for a legal walk around the block the other day.
Okay.
You know how you're allowed to go for a walk around the block with one other person?
Yeah, you're allowed to go for some walks. You're allowed to do your daily exercise.
Yep, so I did that, right? And it was nearing sunset, So about halfway through the walk, it was starting to get quite dark, and then towards the end, it was getting like pretty dark.
Okay, so you're just saying the sun was setting, right?
Yeah, but it was like towards the end of the walk. When this happened, it was about 3/4 of the way into the walk, so it was fairly dark. Not pitch black, but fairly dark at that point.
Okay.
And then out of nowhere, we just hear this like blistering siren of the sound that you hear in the Purge movie, where it all begins.
No way.
Yeah, it's like loud as hell, and we're just walking in like a normal street, right?
Yeah.
And we just hear this sound going crazy. And then it starts getting louder and louder and louder. And we realize it must be coming from some sort of vehicle that's coming towards us.
Okay.
Anyway, so I was like, kind of like, what is happening? This is kind of freaky, considering what's happening in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
The amount of movies you've seen and things like that. It all adds up to be some kind of freaky. Anyway, turns out this guy was like playing full blast the Purge like siren out of his car, and by the time the car got right beside us, you heard the voice of the thing saying the Purge begins blah 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 right now.
Wow.
He was just blasting it out of his car just for fun.
So it was just some guy trolling the streets.
Pretty much.
That is a great idea.
It was actually pretty funny. I liked it.
I kind of want to do it or be part of it. Well,
Yeah.
I wish I was outside at that time that happened, so I could have heard it.
Man, it was kind of freaky though.
Were you thinking of running or running back home?
Nah, I was just like, what is happening? Surely we're not going to get kidnapped or something.
Nah, surely the Purge isn't real. But
Yeah.
yeah, interesting. Did you get around to watching any of the other Purge movies?
No, not yet, but I do want to.
Yeah.
I
So
definitely want to.
I haven't checked what order it is, but yeah, there's like 4 or 5 now. It's quite a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now another thing I wanted to talk to you about today was what I've been doing with my isolation time.
Yes. This is actually very exciting for me personally. So please continue. Please continue.
Now, I'm still working, so I don't have as much isolation time as other people. But I still have a lot of downtime, right?
Yeah.
So at the moment, like, I'm working, I've got the home workouts. That's pretty much it. Like, other than that, don't really have anything else that I have to or can really do.
Yeah.
So I needed to find something that I could do in my spare time. Now, I remember in our group chat with 5 of our friends that we have, one of our friends mentioned that a game that we used to play back in high school, a shooting game on the computer, has come back to life on like a private server sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I decided to message the group and say, why don't we all get it and play it? Turns out only you and me were the ones to actually get it.
Well,
but I conned my brother into getting it as well. And now we've been playing quite regularly in the last week.
Yeah, so this is why I'm very excited, because as you know, Chris hates movies, mostly hates video games. And every time I say, Chris, just get this game, it'll be fun online. The occasional time here and there, very rarely though, he's done it. He's got the game. So there's one game he got called Overwatch. He actually got it, and we can play online. Because it's the online fun that's fun.
That's right.
Now, me personally, I play a bunch of different games. So when Chris was like, let's play Combat Arms again, which is the game he's been referring to, I was like, it's not really the best game. But then when he was adamant and he actually got the game, I was like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I have to get this game now so I can play online with this guy. And it's been good. Like, it's literally me, him, and his brother. No one else wants to get this game because it's not the greatest game.
It's a great game. I don't get why people don't like it that much. It's like, such a good game.
With other first-person shooters, it's just better. Like, Combat Arms.
What do you mean?
Combat Arms is a bit broken. I keep saying it every time I play it. It's a bit of a broken game. I don't know, the mechanics don't really work.
It's the most legit game.
It's not legit at all. They've literally, since back in 2008 or 9 when we used to play it, till now, They've literally changed nothing.
Yeah, that's because they got rid of the game.
It's
So it's like the old version of it.
Yeah, look, but it is good fun. It's good for the memes. It's pretty nostalgic, I gotta say. So I'm enjoying playing it. But can I just say, I wanted to say one thing. Chris...
What? It's such a good game.
No. This is how you specifically. Chris's method for video games. It doesn't surprise me now that he doesn't play a lot of video games. Chris's method is, if someone is better than him online, then they must be a hacker. I mean, literally, we play any online game, and someone will kill him, let's say 3 times in a row. So, on the mic, to our private conversation, he'll be saying, "Oh, that is hacked, this guy is hacking." But then, in public chat, in the game, he'll start calling the person a hacker. He's not a hacker. He's just good at the game.
Yeah, but last night you were calling guys hackers as well.
No, I say hacks. I say, "Oh, that is hacks," on chat, like, to each other, to you and me, just out of frustration. But I'm not literally accusing the guy of hacking the code of the game so he can win.
But if someone's hacking, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to not call them out?
But they weren't hacking. I mean, coming back to this game, let's say it's been about a week. There's only been one game I played where there was a legitimate hacker, and he got kicked out instantly. But you're calling every pro player a hacker. Yesterday, you literally had an argument with a guy because you kept accusing him of hacking.
He was definitely hacking. There's no way possible.
He was just a good player, but
what I'm saying is, if you're shooting someone and they're shooting back at you, and you're continually shooting them and they're not dying, what's the answer to that, Gaurav?
The answer is aiming. So if they're aiming at your head, they're gonna kill you faster. Oh, too funny. It was a good laugh. Man. But the best part was, Chris's brother Tim was online this time. He was on the other team, and me and Chris were on the same team. So Chris was accusing Tim's random teammate of hacking, and then Tim said, "Dude, he's not hacking." And Chris said, "How do you know?" And Tim said, "Because he said so in the chat." And Chris said, "Oh, don't believe everything you read on the internet."
True though, yeah? True. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet. But believe everything you hear on the So Far So Good podcast.
Oh, my. But the fact that that's what you came back to. Oh, that's a good laugh.
Yeah, see, this is why Combat Arms is such a better game than all the others.
Okay, it's enjoyable, but I'm not going to say it's the best game. It is enjoyable, though. I do enjoy playing it online.
You know what? I'm gonna put it out there as an opportunity to anyone listening to the So Far So Good podcast. If you used to play Combat Arms or you want to play Combat Arms, we will allow you to play with us.
Yep, and
so message us through on our Instagram at So Far So Good podcast.
Yep, and you can join our private game party. It's online. It's an online game party. It's not. You don't come to each other's houses and play. We can't do that now.
But you've got to be ready to lose because I've been practicing.
Or you got to be ready to be accused of hacking. One of the two.
But so don't hack, man. If you hack, we will kick you out because we don't play with hackers.
No. I'm glad that you're back into somewhat video games. Well done, Chris.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well, I'm a gamer. I'm a professional gamer.
You're a professional accuser.
I played for 5 hours straight last night.
Oh, that is actually pretty crazy, bro.
I'm a hardcore gamer. What can I say?
You may as well. Good stuff. I appreciate it. I appreciate the effort you're taking in becoming a gamer.
As usual, isolation things, bro.
Exactly. Now, speaking of games, there's one game we both wanted to talk about to you both. I mean, sorry. To you all.
To both our two listeners listening.
Yeah, to you both. To you all. I believe we've mentioned this before, but we've never actually gotten around to actually explaining the game. Now, Chris,
And at this time of isolation, it's probably the best time to explain it, because some people that may live with only two people, you could play this game.
Because that's exactly what it's made for. Two people.
That's right.
2 people max and 2 people only. So
That's right.
I'll just give you a backstory about the game. So what it is King's Cup. But don't turn off the episode yet because you're thinking, oh, I know this game, I play it all the time. It's not.
But you have no idea what's coming, so listen up.
Absolutely no idea. It's King's Cup, but as we spoiled earlier, it's for 2 people. Because you can't really play King's Cup with 2 people, because a lot of the rules and however it works, it doesn't really work with only 2 people. So what we did, when me and Chris were in Japan, and it was just the 2 of us left out of a group of 12 or whatever, because we ended up staying there for a few days longer, and we would go, to the bars, or we'd go to the pubs, whatever in Japan they had, we'd be like, let's play some sort of game. And then we ended up coming up with this 2-player King's Cup variation that worked extremely well. Now, a lot of the rules are the same, but some of the big ones are changed, and it's quite exciting, I must say. So, let's get into it. Let's get straight into it.
Let's do it. Now, first thing you need to know before you get into this is you have to be a fun person to play this.
Or you have to be open to the idea of having fun.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
Chris is trying to say is you can't be a hacker.
No,
Okay,
you can't. You've really got to be into it.
Yeah,
you've got to be excited and you've got to be ready to go. And you and the other person, you need to be mutually, ready to go.
Yeah, you've got to... It's all or nothing. You can't just partially play the game. So this is really the first rule of the game. You've got to go all out and you've got to be all in. It's not like, here's one card on the table. It is literally all cards on the table, because to play this game, you need the whole deck. So That's how it works. Now, I'm going to go in order, in chronological order. So starting with Ace, usually, people play Waterfall or some other sort of rule. But
Waterfall is the dumbest rule ever.
I've also got to agree.
We agree on this.
Absolutely hate the Waterfall rule, because it's a broken rule. I've been using that word a lot. It's a broken rule. The Waterfall game is broken game.
It's as broken as every video game except Combat Arms.
Get out of here. You're the hacker. You're the real hacker.
No, honestly, though, the reason it's a broken rule is because people can, pretend to scull.
Yeah.
And continue drinking, but not really be drinking that much.
Exactly.
And
it's easy to cheat. It's
just a dumb rule, honestly. It's just dumb.
It's a dumb rule. So instead of making it a dumb rule, we made it a thumb rule. So as soon as someone draws the ace, you've got to put your thumb on the table. And there's obviously only 2 people. Let's say Chris draws the ace. We've both got to put our thumb on the table edge. Last person to do it takes a sip of the drink. Very straightforward rule, and it's not broken. Now, keeping the next couple the same, 2 for you. So if you pick up a 2, you pick the other person to drink. If you pick up a 3, it's for me. If I pick up a 3, I drink myself. Now 4. Instead of all the girls drinking and 5 all the guys drinking, 4, which is a variation rule in normal King's Cup, is you immediately touch the floor.
Yep.
Now, why this was difficult for us in the Japanese bars that we used to go to is because there were always really high stools we were sitting on. So we would literally be jumping off our chairs so we could touch the floor. And this is what I mean when we say we have to go all in. You can't just have a couple cards on the table. It's all in.
Yeah.
All right.
And the other reason it was challenging is because everything in Japan is really small. So sometimes you would have to literally move away from the table just to get space to actually get down to the floor.
Yes. there was one time where the table we were on was a bit crowded, and we were literally squeezing through people so we could touch the floor. We're just sorry, we dropped something. Okay, number 5. It's got to be one of my favorite rules.
Number 5 is definitely the best by far.
I think you came up with number 5, I think.
Yeah.
It was definitely my favorite rule, and we'll give you some stories about this rule. Number 5 is you have to do a dare that the other person gets. So if I pick up a 5, I give Chris a dare to do. Now, it has to be a plausible dare. Like, you can't say, go outside and run across the street naked. Like, do something clever.
Even though that is doable, but...
It is doable. I would not do it. So I remember Chris gave me a dare where I had to spark a conversation with a random person at the bar. So what I did was I pretended to accidentally bump into them. This is actually my method in a lot of situations when I have to start a conversation. I pretended to bump into them, and then I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and then I sparked a conversation with them. Took me a couple of tries because first couple of people didn't speak any English at all. But when I got there, I got there.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and the thing with that is you really have to try and do the dare. It is an option, but it's like, if you don't do the dare, you got to kind of have half your drink, but you want to do the dare. This is why we're saying you have to be all in.
Yeah, you have to be into the game. You have to be ready to go. You have to be willing to have fun. That's
exactly
what it's all about.
Right. That's exactly what it's about. Now 6, it's usually all the guys drink, and because we were just the guys, we just made the rule: you just drink. If anyone picks up a 6, everyone just
You just
drinks.
have a sip. You just do it.
Exactly right. 7, we usually play Fluffy Duck. Some people do 7 for Heaven, but Fluffy Duck. Chris, you want to explain the game Fluffy Duck?
All right. So Fluffy Duck is, so you go in numerical order, and you say 1, 2, 3, 4. So for example, if I start, I say 1. Gaurav says 2. I say 3, etc., etc. Any number that has a 7 in it, or is a multiple of 7, you have to say Fluffy Duck instead of that number. So, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Fluffy Duck. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, Fluffy Duck.
No, you accidentally said 7. You meant to skip 7. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Fluffy Duck. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, Fluffy Duck. 15, 16. So, with number 7...
It's harder when you're doing it when you're playing by yourself.
Yeah. You gotta go in a circle or across from each other.
Now, when it's only the 2 people, it has to be speed round. So when you play normal King's Cup, you just do Fluffy Duck. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. So with the 2 people, so we'll play right now as an example. So it has to be full speed round.
Full speed.
So I just picked the card, so I have to start 1,
2,
3,
4,
5,
6,
Fluffy Duck,
8,
9,
10,
11,
12,
13.
14. Oh, I messed up. See, I messed up.
Are you serious? Was that an accident?
No, it was deliberate.
How did you stuff that up?
No, I'll tell you why. It's because we're on call at the moment, and I'm trying to be quicker than the slight phone lag. So I was concentrating on that rather than the numbers I'm saying.
Oh my god, that is horrendous.
Okay, but pretty much that's how the game goes. And obviously, as you're getting more and more Liddy committee, the more harder it is to play the game.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Now, 8, we took a variation. Number 8, we took a variation of the original 7, and we made it reach for the sky. So if Chris picks up an 8, you throw your hand up in the air. Last person to do so takes a drink. Number 9 kept the same, bust a rhyme. So let's say I pick up a 9, I say headphones, Chris has to rhyme it, and we just keep going until someone messes up. So that's the same as we usually play. 10 for categories. Someone picks a category when they pick up a 10, and you keep going until it's over. That's the same rule. Jack, we've also kept the same, where it's a rule master. But the thing with a 2-player rule master is you can't really do your usual rules. You got to be a bit more creative. So, Chris, do you remember any creative rules you came up with when we played this in Japan?
I remember one rule that I created, which was... okay, so every time you accidentally make eye contact with a random stranger in the bar, you have to have a sip.
Yes, I remember that. I knew there was one to do with strangers, and I was trying to think which one it was. That was a good rule. So just
the
rules
thing was,
like that.
the rules and the dares kind of have to involve other people, like strangers.
Yeah,
that was the fun part about it. Now, in your isolation, that could be tough in terms of dares and rules, but you could always do video chats with random people. to do the dares and things like that. So
That's true.
you got to be creative with it.
Yeah, the dare could be start a video call. That could be the dare. As
Yeah.
simple as that. You never know. Okay, now Queen. Queen, we also kept Question Master. It's
Yep.
obviously harder because there's only 2 people.
Yeah.
But what happens is you end up forgetting, like usual. You just forget that the person is Question Master. And
Yep.
King, instead of having a big cup where you pour your drink in, we just said you have to take a big gulp of your drink. And then if you get the 4th king, you scull your drink.
Yep. That's it.
So that's it. That's it. There's a few rules in there changed up. But the rest of them, they're just as good as the whole game. So
Yeah.
hope you guys continue playing this. If you do play with the real cards, we were playing with a card deck app. The break the circle rule does still exist. So keep it up. Let us know how you go. And if you come up with any better rules or any other cool rules, let us know.
Yeah, so it is a good game that you could play within this isolation time, but also keep it in mind that, for example, if you travel overseas with just a friend or just a partner or something like that, and you go, you can play it in a random bar, because honestly, we found that so much fun. You'd be surprised how fun it really is.
Definitely more exciting because you've got all the people in the bar to work with.
And if majority of the people don't speak the same language as you, it kind of makes it even more fun.
Exactly right. And that's what our situation was.
It was absolutely perfect.
Exactly
now,
right.
Speaking of games and isolation still, there was one other thing I wanted to chat to you about. And that was the good old ISOlympics.
Absolutely right. And it's not the good old, it's definitely the good new, because I found this game from you and it was an amazing discovery. So thank you, Chris. I think you deserve a round of applause here.
I didn't create it.
But you spread the word to me, so I'm thanking you. Actually, can I quickly tell the story of how you told me about this game?
All right, sure.
You sent me a WhatsApp video of some absolute nonsense, and I was like, have I missed something? I have no idea what this means. Then I said, dude, what's this about? And then you explained the whole game to me, and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, so the reason I sent it to Gaurav on WhatsApp is because basically I was trying to send a video via Facebook Messenger, and it wasn't working. So I thought I'll try and send it on WhatsApp to see if it works via WhatsApp. And I know Gaurav is literally the only person in the world that uses WhatsApp, so I sent it to him.
I'm telling you, more than half the world definitely uses WhatsApp.
Not more than half the world. That's ridiculous.
I'll tell you what, everyone in India has WhatsApp, and India is the second most populated country, which is more than half the world. I rest my case.
That's not more than half the world.
Okay, I meant less than half.
There's 7 billion. There's 7 billion, and India has 1 billion. That's 1/7.
India has 2 billion.
No way.
Oh, no. China has 2 billion. Okay,
India
fine.
does not have 2 billion.
Literally 1 billion people in the world use it. What now? Huh? Is that a small number?
Yeah.
Okay. Continue with your explanation.
Okay. So, yeah, I sent the video to Gaurav, obviously. And, yeah, that's how he found it out. So he was asking what it was all about. So, what it is, I'll try and explain it. It's can be complex to explain, but at the end of the day, it's quite simple. So, the way it works is, you get in a group. So, let's say you have a group chat of 10 people, for example. So, what you would do is you would create a new chat with the same people, or whoever you want, and you would call the chat ISOlympics. So what it is, it's a bunch of games. So it's a new game or a new challenge that happens every single day with a winner, a second place, and a third place for each day. Now, the way it works is, let's say we have me, Gaurav, person A, person B, person D, person C, person E, etc. So the first day, I will make a prompt, and I'll give an example of one that we've used in the past. So we will put up a meme, and then everyone in the group needs to message me privately the best caption that they can think of to that meme. Then at the end of the day, I will post in the ISOlympics group every single caption, and then everyone in the group needs to message me privately again, telling me who's like which caption they think was the best or the funniest, for example. And then the votes will come out, and we get first, second, and third, essentially.
Yep. Exactly
Now,
right. Pretty much in a nutshell, yeah.
Now, moving on from that, you then need to pick who's going to be the next person to do the prompt. Now, I know you're doing it slightly different to the way we are.
Yeah.
So once the votes are all read and we've decided the winners and we announce the winners, boom, 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 done. Now, the person who did that prompt then randomly selects whoever they want in the group. And they do it in a funny way. So, for example, one of the guys in my chat, he put up a photo of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. And he had his face as Scottie Pippen. And then he had his face on Scottie Pippen's body and my face on Michael Jordan's body, with Scottie Pippen passing the basketball to Michael Jordan. So it was like he was passing it across to me.
He's passing.
And then he was
challenge.
like, next up is Chris, for example.
Yeah, yep.
So that's a fun way to do variations, ways to pass it on. So yeah, it's such a good game to get you do something different each day. Each night you have something to look forward to see what all the prompts are. Potentially you could win.
Exactly. And looking forward to like seeing all the submissions is so suspenseful. Like, you get so excited to actually look at them all and get ready to vote.
It really is. But it's such a mixed feeling sometimes, because you're excited to see what they all are. But then when they're all like really good, you're always slightly a little bit like, damn, mine's not as good.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I was so confident, but now I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get the first place.
Yeah.
And it's just a great idea, great game. And I mean, as soon as Chris told me about it, I said, I want to introduce this into the fan group chat that we've got, and it's just been going so fun since. It's such a good thing to look forward to.
It seems to be most people are doing it in their fam chats. Now, there's a girl in our chat. Her name is Shannon. I believe she was the one that introduced it. I believe it was her idea, and she named it and all that stuff. I could be wrong. It could have been a team effort with some other people, but I then saw about 3 weeks later on the news was randomly on the TV, and there was this family, right? And there was these kids that were playing these games with each other, and they were calling it the ISOlympics.
Oh!
And I could not believe it.
Wait, so was it like the same game, or was it just the same name?
It was just like the kids of the family were doing challenges between each other, and they were calling it the ISOlympics.
Well, I guess it's a good pun. It rolls off the tongue quite nicely. So maybe, yeah. I mean, but guys, I highly recommend playing out these ISOlympics that Chris has just explained. It's especially right now where everyone's got a lot more free time. It's something good to look forward to, and it really jogs the creativity and imagination in your mind.
Yeah, and what we might do before we finish off is, do you just want to tell like a couple of the prompts or challenges that your group has done to give people some ideas?
One of the challenges was recreate a Leonardo DiCaprio movie poster with yourself in it. This one you could use some photo editing tools if you wanted to, but you had to be in it. I did the Great Gatsby one, but I made sure I was every face. There was another one where it was out of memory, draw the face of someone in the group chat, so you couldn't look at a photo for reference. There was another one where it was recreate a TikTok challenge video. That was a lot of fun because everyone did different challenges. There's so many different things going on. So
yeah, that's good.
What were some of your favorites?
Well, the meme one was pretty good. Another really funny one was a remake of Cards Against Humanity. The prompt is ScoMo says, ScoMo is obviously our Prime Minister, Scott Morrison. So ScoMo says, ISO is over. You are finally free to ... And then you give your answers.
To give your answer, yeah.
So that was pretty funny.
There was one more we had. It was record yourself making a 3-ingredient recipe, and then we had to vote on the sort of the best recipe and presentation.
Oh, interesting.
I remember you did a very hectic one. Your
So I'll
challenge-
give you the challenge that I put forward. So the challenge is basically it's a game that I used to play as a kid. Actually, I used to play with my neighbor.
Against who?
My next door neighbor. So I'll explain the game I used to play against my next door neighbor, and then I'll explain how it kind of related to the ISOlympics. So what we would do is we would go to the kitchen, and we would mix together the most disgusting random ingredients that we possibly could, and then we would have to drink each other's drink. And it would be, so like I made the grossest one for him to finish, and then he would do the grossest one for me to finish, and then we would keep going until someone couldn't do it. Now, the way I did it for the ISOlympics is that you have to record yourself putting together the craziest, worst ingredients possible, and you have to film the whole thing so you can see all the ingredients go in. You have to film yourself scull it and finish it. So we then post up all the videos, and you have to vote who you think was the craziest or, the toughest one to... I mean, it's your choice how you want to vote. But the only rule was you can only vote for someone who finished the drink.
Yeah, okay. What's one of the craziest recipes you've drank?
When I was a kid, one of the craziest ones I drank was milk, oil, and orange juice.
Oh,
Now, the reason that was so bad is because the oil doesn't actually mix in with the other ingredients.
Yeah.
So it would be a complete mix. So it was like literally a layer of milk, a layer of oil, and a layer of orange juice. And at that time, it was a massive, massive layer of oil as well.
I couldn't do that, man. I've told you before, I don't think I could do something like that.
Yeah, that's right. It was hectic. But the one I did for the ISOlympics challenge, yeah, that was hectic.
What was in that?
Well, there was a lot of ingredients actually. I might have to leave everyone hanging and potentially post it up. What do you think?
Yeah, actually, you may as well post that video up.
Yeah, I might post it up for everyone to have a look at. But it was quite intense. It was quite intense.
Man, props to you. I appreciate it, but I couldn't do it. So well done.
I'd
man.
love to see your group do something crazy like that.
Oh man, no, thank you, bro. No, thank you.
When did you get so soft, bro?
Dude, I feel like just thinking about it makes me gag right now.
I gotta say, I did gag a little bit at the end of mine, and right after. So I did like. Well, actually, I just. Okay, when you set the challenge, you're not actually meant to participate. But I just did it just for the fact of, I'll just show everyone an example
you
of
literally
how it's
just did it for fun. That should have been my question at the start. Do you drink disgusting things
right.
for fun?
So the way I started, I was like, all right, guys, the videos are all in. And I just thought I would show you something to get you all excited for how it's going to go down.
It's good. It's good sportsmanship, I must say. Good coach, good sportsmanship.
Yeah, I thought I'd do it just for fun. Now, I did it right after I got home from work. And then right after that, I did a workout. And halfway through my workout, I literally felt like throwing up.
Dude, right now I'm actually trying to stop myself from gagging. It's not easy, right? It's not easy.
Yeah.
But look, very much appreciated, and very much appreciated to all you guys for listening in this week to this episode. So thank you guys so much for tuning in.
We appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week. And if you do want to play video games with us, we are giving a limited edition offer to message us through on @SoFarSoGoodPodcast on Instagram. We will have you on, we will verse you, we will beat you, unless you're a hacker. So, once again, thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a pleasure, as usual. Hit us up on our Instagram for more questions and more information. Hope you guys have a great week, even though isolation is an absolute killer, but we will all get through this together, so have an amazing week, everybody. And we will catch you on the next episode of the So Far So Good podcast.
Goodbye. Absolutely.
Can you hear me properly?
Yeah, I can hear you good, bro.
Yeah, sweet.
Alright, welcome us
well-
back, and then I'll ask something.
Alright.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in.
We appreciate having you guys. I thought you were going to keep going there.
Nah, keep going. Go, say that again.
I don't know what the I'm saying now. But, yeah, you can start off.
I'll fix that. Yeah. So hit us up on our Instagram at GG.
I just mentioned that twice.
No, you say something and then I'll say goodbye. Go.
Have an amazing week, everybody.
Goodbye.
Good luck.
Yeah, better. That'll be alright.